Unfiltered is believing that others are clapping for you even if you can't see it. It's the silent support that you know has your back, so you're a little more brave, a little more forward, and you're relaxed at dinner after a long week, talking shit and ordering appies. You're listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. I'm your host, Jill Perrick, a business and mindset coach who specializes in imposter syndrome. If you feel like you're not as smart, capable, or worthy as you actually are, and that someone is going to find you out, then you come to the right place. I went from being a struggling government worker, working my coaching business on the side, but feeling unworthy and burnt out, to making multiple six figures helping women overcome imposter syndrome so they too can sign clients, make bank, and have the business or career of their dreams. I am nothing special. I have a stuttering disability, ADHD, and I struggle with anxiety and depression. So if I can learn how to feel good enough and overcome my inner imposter, then so can you. Let's dig in. Hi, welcome back to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. I'm your host, Jill Perrick, multiple six-figure business and mindset coach, best-selling Amazon author, and your opinionated ADHD bestie. I am so excited for this episode. You are going to have so many ideas and you'll be ready to create and show your audience why you are the best damn fit for them. And speaking of that, are you the best damn fit for my one-to-one coaching program, Fraud to Six Figures? This is my high-level mentorship, the most access to me in every single one of my resources, programs, and courses, including the newly curated Fraud to Six Figures curriculum. This is the dream one-to-one relationship for you if you're ready to stop feeling like a fraud when it comes to your business and your offers. You are ready to have full belief in yourself as a coach, to know that you're a good one, and to know that you can change lives with your work. You are ready to change your energy when you show up. You want to be your most confident self in the most authentic and true to you way. And you want to exude that confidence through the screen. You want to fill your programs with more dream clients and become a six-figure coach on the inside and the outside. This program was made for you. The details are 3 one-to-one calls per month, one-to-one Voxer access, the Fraud to Six Figures curriculum, and client workshops each month. There's an option for a 3-month contract at $6,000 or a 6-month contract at $10,000. There are monthly payment plans and extended payment plans available. If you pay in full for either contract, though, you get an extra month of coaching and Voxer for free. Okay, so you can totally go and apply for that at the link in my show notes. And if you are craving community, sisterhood, a space where you can truly unfilter your content, get comfy with being seen and visible, and sign clients into your programs, the doors to my 12-week mastermind, the Fraud Squad, are opening up in August. My group programs are the safest place on the internet for you to say all the things in your head that you're afraid to say out loud until you realize that de-shaming yourself, letting go of the rules that people in the coaching industry have subconsciously placed on you, and making yourself seen and your voice fucking heard is what makes a powerful coach who attracts dream clients to her offers. And it's the work that we do in the Fraud Squad, my 12-week mastermind for coaches and online service providers. At the link in my show notes, you can jump on the wait list, and if you do, you'll get $111 off enrollment when we open the doors on August 14th. The details for this are weekly mastermind calls, a mastermind Voxer chat, and mindset resources like vibey visualizations, affirmations, and EFT tappings. The investment is $2,222 or just 4 monthly payments of $555. So pick your poison over in the show notes. Either apply to be a one-to-one client in Fraud to Six Figures or get on the waitlist to join the Fraud Squad Mastermind on August 14th, 2023. So what the fuck do I mean when I say unfilter yourself when it comes to your content? So first off, let me be clear. It does not mean that you need to swear. Unfiltering myself means I swear more, but if that's not you, that's not what it has to mean. Unfiltering yourself also does not mean that you need to be so utterly transparent in your content that I know about the yeast infection you had last month. That was so out of pocket, but I'm so serious about this. Unfiltering yourself does not just mean putting on a version of you that you think is more relatable, because at the end of the day, you're still doing things to be accepted. You're still assuming that there's a way to be that will appeal to your potential clients. But the whole point of unfiltering yourself is that regardless if someone will like it or not, you still have the courage to be exactly who you are. Unfiltering yourself feels like that tingly, prickly feeling in your chest when something is about to happen. It feels expansive even if it's uncomfortable, like you unlocked another level of your identity and it's hard to put into words. Unfiltering yourself is a courageous act because it invites the possibility of not being liked, even though that is almost never the case. And even if it is the case, fuck them. You don't need them. And you're missing out on an audience and clients who are so perfectly perfect for your offers because you're worried about people who don't even matter. It's self-preservation, it's the brain being a brain, and guess what? You are so much more evolved than a stupid little fucking caveman. Like I said, it is a courageous act to be unfiltered in the way you show up, to invite the possibility of not being liked or someone being turned off by your real opinions or your real self. And if being courageous was easy, everyone would do it. But it's not. And you can totally tell when someone is unfiltered. You can feel it in their energy. Unfiltered is an energy, and that energy comes from the absence of self-shaming. I talk about shame a lot on this podcast, and in my book, You're Not Special, and there is no place for shame. It has no helpful function. I ask my clients 100 times a day, is that helpful? Because it's silly to bother ourselves with what's true and what's not true when we are busy creating our dream lives, calling clients in, and making more money than our dads and our granddads ever did, right? So who has time for logic and rationale when the possibilities around what we can create are so available to us? Shame says, I'm bad. It says the way you handle your money is bad and irresponsible. It says the fact that you haven't showered in 3 days is bad. I guess I'm bad. It says, oh my God, you totally judge that coach right now for her post. You're a life coach. You shouldn't be judging at all. It says, wow, you want to coach people and you had a fucking meltdown the other day? Who the fuck do you think you are? We shame ourselves into silence. Imposter syndrome and shame are sisters, the evil stepsisters from Cinderella, if you will. You believe you're bad, you believe you're not good enough, so you hide. You don't share your true self, but you also don't share your most confident self either. You hold back, you don't say what you really want to say or what will attract clients to you. And you feel yourself literally playing small because, like, what if you sign someone and you fuck up their life? Shame and imposter syndrome say that your potential clients are better off without you. And you know what happens when you have that subconscious programming? You filter the fuck out of yourself. And it takes way longer to create your content. Unfiltering yourself will feel like you have so much to say, but you say it more simply, like you're not using words that no one can fucking understand. You're not trying to sound professional or sound like you're getting your money's worth from that master's degree. You're using simple, direct, honest language, but that doesn't necessarily mean your content is sparse. When I became truly unfiltered, I broke every rule that other coaches on Instagram said was a thing. I thought that everything I said was so valuable, so I said it. There was more creating and posting than thinking about what I wanted to post. For example, last month I wrote a post about how I use Voxer as a client, and that post was so helpful for so many people. But there was a time where I would think, like, who am I to talk about that? How does it relate to my niche? Do people even care? Is how I use Voxer good enough? But when you're unfiltered, your truth cuts through the noise and tells your inner imposter to shut the fuck up. And you just fucking say it. You believe it's valuable, and you believe that people will massively benefit from it. And even if not everyone can relate, it's going to hit the right people, and you know when it will. Hey guys, I hope you're loving today's episode. I am just taking a brief pause in today's episode to share with you a client testimonial. These testimonials are either from group coaching clients or clients who are in my one-to-one coaching program. And I can't wait for you to hear how I have changed their lives and their businesses for the better.
Jill provided such a safe space for us to release some of those limiting beliefs. We did NLP, we did breath work, which, let me tell you, breath work is incredible, like mind-blowing, life-changing experience. Jill is so supportive over Slack, and I totally walked away from the 12-week program just feeling more confident and really feeling like I'm worthy of being an entrepreneur and owning a business and moving forward in that. Even if I don't feel confident 100% of the time, I still feel worthy of that and can move forward.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Now let's get back to the episode. Unfiltered content is just saying what you want to say and saying it directly. We overcomplicate how we sell so much, but it really is that simple. What's the result you help people with, and how can you say it as simply as possible? I'll take some of my clients' results to give you examples. I help you heal after a difficult breakup. I help you love yourself and attract a healthy relationship. I help you overcome emotional eating and binge eating. I help you properly track your cycle and sync your cycle to your life. I help you start a business. It really can be that simple. But simple does not have to mean less content. When you're unfiltered, your words may be simple, but because you're unfiltered, you create more. You post more, you give yourself permission to say more, and you don't hold back. I was recently helping one of my business besties with writing an email one day, and I noticed that she wrote a name at the top of her Google Doc, and I asked her why she did that, and she said that she always pretends like she's writing to her best friend when she writes emails because it helps her talk more authentically, and I fucking loved that. And that's how you should feel when you create content and when you show up. Unfiltered is like talking to your best friend. Your quirks, your personality, you owning how powerful you are, you just being the badass that your best friend believes you are. And if she doesn't believe that you're not a badass, you need a new best friend. Your best friend, or whoever you want to apply this to, loves the shit out of you. They only want what's best for you. They want you to thrive and be thriving. Unfiltered is believing that others are clapping for you even if you can't see it. It's the silent support that you know has your back, so you're a little more brave, a little more forward, and you're relaxed at dinner after a long week, talking shit and ordering appies. Unfiltered is the real you, all of you, because your best friends, they should accept you for who you are, and you feel comfortable showing up fully as yourself because you feel loved and validated regardless. All of this to say, being unfiltered online has to be practice. Just like new thoughts, you need to actually practice the courageous act of being unfiltered. Using an example of a literal Instagram filter on your Instagram stories, it may be second nature to use a filter, but then you realize, oh yeah, I'm trying to not use a filter, and then swiping away from the filter to reveal your bare face. This isn't about the Instagram filter on your face though. Use whatever fucking filters you want. I mean that the filter is on what you say and how you're showing up. Learning how to unfiltered that is going to take practice. Don't expect yourself to be automatically good at showing up as authentically as someone like me who's been showing up on camera for years at this point. It will take time and your nervous system has to acclimate to it, but it will get easier and easier to remove the mask and unfilter yourself. And then over time, it just becomes automatic and a part of who you are. Unfiltering yourself is just removing the layers bit by bit so you come to full acceptance and love for who you are, and you're willing to share that with your audience and let your potential client see you, like truly see you. So as we wrap up, I want you to think about these questions, maybe even journal your response to them. If I was talking to my best friend about my niche, what would my true opinions and thoughts be? What are my thoughts about my work that aren't influenced by someone else? What am I holding back from saying out loud because I don't want someone to judge me or dislike me? These questions are a great place to start if you find that you're filtering yourself. And then rebel against your brain. Count to 5, take a big deep breath, and do the cringe thing, which is when I do something or send something or post something, even if I have to cringe as I'm doing it, like sending the pitch to my offer to someone who's interested, or saying the honest thing in a post, or fully owning my expertise and being very forward with my words and the confidence I have in myself as a coach. Having to cringe is just a second or two of your life, but you'll never know what's possible if you don't just fucking do the damn thing because of a part of your brain that hasn't evolved and thinks it's in danger. One of the things I learned in my rapid resolution training, which is another subconscious change modality that I'm certified in, is that anxiety sends a signal to our legs to run away. It strengthens them. That's all that's happening. We want to run when we're anxious, and that's perfectly good and helpful for animals that don't want to be eaten. However, for us humans, there is no threat to our physical safety when we experience anxiety. It's not real, but our bodies are reacting to it as if it's real. We are trying to flee, and that can be compromised by doing the cringe thing. Your brain wants to flee, aka avoid doing the thing, but you're not in physical danger. So the next step would be to do the cringe thing. This little trick, I believe, has made me thousands and thousands of dollars to just do the thing and cringe as I'm doing it, but I still take the action. So, While becoming unfiltered happens a ton in front of the camera and pushing yourself off the edge of your comfort zone every time you show up, there's also work that is done behind the scenes, looking at the stories and the limiting beliefs, disproving them, and deciding to believe something different, aligning your current identity with who you want to be and tapping into her every single day. And that is the work that we do inside of my coaching containers. If you want to work with me one-on-one, my Fraud to Six Figures program is for you. However, if you want community and a non-judgmental space, in addition to having me as your coach, my 12-week mastermind, the Fraud Squad, opens its doors again on August 14th. So you can apply for one-to-one or join the waitlist for the Fraud Squad at the link in my show notes of this episode. I love you guys, and I'll see you in August. Thanks so much for listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. Head to the show notes to learn how you can work with me, where you can buy my best-selling book, You're Not Special, and how to get on my email list for free. Screenshot this episode and add it to your Instagram stories, tagging me at YourCoachJill. See you next time.